We're kicking things off in the kitchen with one of our favorite guys around here. It's a sweet and tangy condiment, adding zip to the same old chicken.
You know, I really appreciate it when you call me that sweet and tangy condiment. I mean, that really means so much to me.
Oh, that is wrong. We're not turning this into X-rated television.
No,
That's
not at
wrong.
all. Not at all. No, no, condiment is a side, it's a component.
It's a side dish.
You know, it's something that enhances.
But I think you should be the main entree if we're doing those metaphors.
That's right.
I'm out of here. You take this away. I'm going to backpedal. You have fun.
Okay, well, here it is. Now, remember a couple of weeks ago, we had the loneliest chicken breast, all right? You're out there, you're grilling, it's hot, you feel obligated to be on the barbecue, and here I have it. It's the loneliest pork tenderloin. Look at that. It's trying so hard. It wants to love you. But it's missing something. And this is what I find a lot of people have an issue with, is they've got the chunk of meat, they've got the barbecue, but what do you serve it with? And I want you to stay away from the ketchup, and I want you to stay away from the ranch, which I refer to as Satan sauce. All right, so what we're gonna do today is make this really cool, kind of a sweet and sour chutney that's so simple, and it's using the fruits that are available right now. We're gonna use apricots and peaches. But when you look at this recipe, I want you to think about substituting anything. You can do plums, you can even do tomatoes, anything that is a fruit. And tomato is a fruit. So what I want you to do is take a look at this recipe and feel free to mix and match. Now, what I'm using, last night I went to the supermarket, and peaches are in abundance right now, and apricots are in abundance. And if you're not used to apricots, these things are amazing. They have this incredibly silky flavor to them. They're rich, they're sweet, and they're incredibly silky. And all we're gonna do is cut these guys in half, and you'll notice that the pit comes free. Look at that, so easily. All right, pit comes out, and then we're just gonna slice these guys into quarters, real simply. Okay, slice them into quarters. Now, if you just want to go all apricot, you can go all apricot. If you want to go all peach, you can go all peach. If you want to do plum, you can do plum. If you want to be incredibly hip, there's something called a plum cot right now, which is half apricot, half plum. Very cool, cutting edge in your own neighborhood. All right, now the other thing I'm going to add to this is some onion. Now, if you notice on the onion, see this outside here? I've gone down a couple layers, but I still have kind of a tough skin. This is exactly the same as the stuff on the inside, but it's dehydrated. So the skin you see on the outside is exactly the same, but it's really tough and it gets bitter. So I want to make sure I pull that away. I'm going to take this and just dice it up. Just chop it up. Look at that. Okay, and I'm going to put this in a pan. Now into that pan, I'm going to add the base for our sauce, which is over here. And that is, I'm using white wine or cider vinegar. I don't want to use red wine vinegar. It's a little too strong. So I'm going to throw that in with my onions, get that boiling. About half a cup. And then I'm going to add about 1/3 of a cup of sugar. So I'm making kind of a sweet and sour mixture. Now I want to boil that down till it becomes kind of syrupy. It's almost going to be the consistency of like Karo syrup or corn syrup. And just let that cook down. Now I want to add some flavor to that. So I'm going to add half a cinnamon stick, throw that in, and I'm going to add a sprig of rosemary. Now, I prefer to use fresh rosemary because for me, the dried stuff tends to get a little bitter. Throw that in and just let that cook down. I've taken my beautiful apricots and my beautiful peaches, and I put them in a pan, and I started searing them off. And they're stunning, just to char the side a little bit. All right, just to cook it down. All right, beautiful. And then when that cooks down completely, and gets nice and brown. Now I'm going to imagine that this is cooked down to a syrup. All I do is throw this in. So the total cooking time on this is about 20 minutes. It'll take 10 minutes or so to boil it down. It'll take about another 12 minutes after you've added the fruit, and just let that cook down until it reaches this consistency, which is our chutney. Now, this is stunning. Now, cool trivia fact here. If I serve it like this, it's a chutney. If I puree it, it's a ketchup. Honest to God. So I can make a cherry ketchup, blueberry ketchup, peach ketchup, and it's amazing with lamb. Now let's look at our lonely old pork over here. Oh, I'm so lonely. Look at that. Beautiful. So this is a simple way to add zip and zest to those grilled products for those dog days of summer. What do you think, Kaylee?
That looks delectable. Are you going to try it? Because that's a sign of a good cook. Or
you know
chef, I should say.
You do what you're going to do. I'm eating this.
All right. Leave a little for me. Okay, we'll see you soon.